In today's video, we're going to be going over the current conditions as always, also taking a look at that upcoming pattern as well. Let's just get straight into things, and first things first, we're taking a look here at our current radar imagery. As you can see, we do have some showery activity going on. I just realized I literally don't have this in motion yet. What am I thinking here? Let's get this in motion real quick, and then we'll start talking. Here we go. Now, we have showery activity up and down the west coast here, all the way up into Washington State, actually. This is the furthest up we've had precipitation in quite a while. It has been quite stormy, minor storms, but still quite stormy here in the western United States for a long time now. We can see that there's also some stormy activity here for the northeast and mid-Atlantic. We see actually that a lot of this does stretch into the southeast here, so we're seeing quite a bit of storminess throughout that entire area I just drew in there. We still see this tropical thunderstorm activity down here in the Gulf of Mexico. That's about the only tropical activity we have, however, because there is literally no tropics going on whatsoever. In the Atlantic, at least, we see that for the south central United States there is some activity. And then we have some storms, some really bad thunderstorms here for the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley area. And that needs to be looked at as well. And then again, that west coast. We'll start out with the northwest, though. We always kind of tend to do that. We see these are all moving kind of from south to north, but we do see a lot of these lighter showers moving through Oregon and California there. Mostly just greens popping up. This is more precipitation than you guys have had in a while, but it's not a ton, especially for your standards up there. Now, we see that for the southwest, we have a lot of these lighter showers as well. Some are a little bit heavier, especially as you work your way back into Arizona. A little bit of southern California is seeing some heavier showers as well, just to the east of Los Angeles. Those have kind of dissipated over the last few hours. As we work our way down to the south central United States, we can see states like New Mexico, Texas, as well, and even into Oklahoma, we have quite a bit of showery activity. A little bit heavier there in Oklahoma, and definitely those ones coming off the Gulf of Mexico into Texas are heavier. These are isolated thunderstorms, and they can bring sudden downpours as well as hail. Water spouts as well can't be ruled out with these types of storms. So there is many more impacts with these tropical type of thunderstorms, but regardless, impacts are always possible with any storm. But these just tend to have a more likely of that happening. Now, we do see that for other states, we're seeing these tropical thunderstorms move onshore. Pretty much any Gulf state is going to be at risk of this. We see that over top of this area, we do have these showers and thunderstorms. And actually, as we take a look here near Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia, it does look a little bit heavier with these thunderstorms and showers. So definitely an area that does not need it there in eastern Kentucky. They've had so much precipitation, especially that flooding that happened about a week ago. Definitely not good to see this heavier precipitation moving right back into that region as we speak. So hopefully flooding is not occurring once more. Now, as we take a look here at, first off, North Dakota, I know we're kind of jumping back a little bit here, but we do see there is a pocket of thunderstorms there in northern North Dakota, definitely bringing impacts there, and it's a larger storm as well, so can't rule out the fact that that could be bringing some potential flooding there. We can see for the upper peninsula of Michigan and now even the lower peninsula of Michigan, it's coming on shore now. We have a pocket of thunderstorms. Here that is. It looks like a strong thunderstorm is about to move onshore to the lower peninsula there as we speak. So for the northern regions of the lower peninsula, watch out for that thunderstorm because it is on the way. We see that areas near and south of Chicago, we have this pocket of severe thunderstorms happening. Looks like a bow echo for sure, and what I mean by that is it's shaped like this. It bows out, as you can see, and that usually is associated with damaging wind there on the front of this storm. That cannot be ruled out, and honestly, it's probably a likelihood, especially where those severe thunderstorm warnings are coming in at. So be on the lookout for this storm as it moves across Illinois, and possibly even eventually into Indiana and maybe northern Kentucky. Now, I guess last but not least, we have this pocket up here for southern New England in through a bit of the mid-Atlantic as well. We have just this pocket of these showers and probably just heavier showers happening here for states like New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, southern New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island as well. We're having just these heavier showers there in the yellows and oranges and lighter showers in the greens, but there is some heavier pockets in there for sure. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to focus primarily on that upcoming pattern. Now here we are taking a look at the upcoming pattern. It is August 1st today, so welcome to August. I can't believe it, but we are actually in August, moving very, very close to fall time, which is also unbelievable. Now we're taking a look here at our upcoming basically storminess that we're going to be experiencing here in the United States. And you can see for the entire eastern United States by this afternoon, there is going to be the threat of thunderstorms and showers. Much quieter out west than it was this morning. We can see that by tomorrow afternoon, we see again the eastern United States dealing with some storminess being a factor in tomorrow afternoon's or maybe even early evening's commute there. We can see that also for the Four Corner States and the Rockies. We can also see for the West, we see some activity up there as well. So that's going to be something we need to be really watching for also. We can see that by the time we reach Wednesday, August 3rd afternoon, we have a low up here in Canada. This one right here is causing some storminess to head underneath into the United States. We see this southeastern activity down here happening. This has been a factor for a few months now. We can see that for the Four Corner States and the Rockies, we do have some showery activity just continuing on here by Wednesday. Now by Thursday, the 4th here, we can see that for the Ohio Valley and the Southeast, we just have this activity continuing on. It's really just being persistent here in this region of the United States. It is awfully persistent, I will say, awfully persistent here. This storminess, because it's been going on for so long. We see the Four Corner States dealing with some storminess still. And look at this up in the northwestern United States and even there for southwestern Canada, the Rockies there in Canada. We can see blue showing up, indicating snowfall is happening there. Really crazy stuff. I don't remember it happening this early or this late. I don't even know what you want to call it, but I don't remember it happening at this time of year over the past few years. This seems a bit early for me. I think September is usually when I start to see blues pop up here, so August 4th is very unusual there. Let's move towards Friday, August 5th, and look, I mean, still, there's storminess a factor here in the eastern United States. I mean, really, this entire area as a whole dealing with potential storminess. And then the Four Corner and surrounding states here dealing with some storminess still ongoing as well. So we get locked in this stormy pattern, actually. Now, by Saturday, we have a 997 millibar low pressure center clearly featuring a cold front of sorts underneath here. Where there is cold air trying to head into the eastern United States here behind this low. We also see storminess out ahead of this still for the eastern United States. So the entire eastern United States here still dealing with the storminess. We still have the Four Corner States storminess as well. So really interesting stormy pattern we find ourselves in. Then by Sunday here, we see this cold front kind of lining up like this, bringing storminess to these areas. We still have these tropical thunderstorms underneath, and then we still have the Four Corner States storminess. So we have quite a bit of activity going on there by Sunday the 7th. Now by Monday the 8th here, we can see some storminess still over the eastern United States, but not really anywhere else for the most part. Maybe a tiny bit of activity here in the west. We see that for Tuesday, this is going to be August 9th. We can see that there is quite a bit of storminess still happening in the eastern United States here. Really, really interesting. And then by Wednesday the 10th, look at that. You guessed it, still storminess happening there along the eastern United States. Very, very quiet everywhere else. Super interesting. As we take a look at the total precipitation, there's no surprise here that, we're seeing a significant amount of precipitation here in the eastern United States compared to the western United States. If you're anywhere in the whites, though, we're expecting about no precipitation, if anything, really. I mean, there could be some. Obviously, the model could be wrong, but we're expecting practically no precipitation there in the whites. Your grays will be about a 1/10 of an inch or less of precipitation there, anywhere in those grays. Your greens will be about a 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Your blues will be 1/2 an inch to an inch. Your yellows will be 1 inch to 2 inches. Your reds will be 2 to 5 inches, and then your browns will be 5 to 10 inches of precipitation. So we can see we expect a ton of precipitation here in this region, and then not a whole lot in this region, although the Four Corner States does not usually experience this much, so they're seeing an above average amount for the most part. But we're seeing significantly more precipitation in the east rather than the west overall. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to take a look at that upcoming temperature pattern and eventually the upcoming severe weather. And here's the temperatures we expect today on August 1st. We have some blues popping up for certain areas here, like the eastern United States, the upper Midwest, the four corner and southwestern states, but really it's going to be above normal temperatures everywhere else. Now for the 2nd of August here, tomorrow, from the time I'm making this video, Tuesday, we see some blues in here as well. But look, outside of that, the western two-thirds of the United States is above normal temperatures outside of the southwest. The eastern United States here is going to be more neutral. We see some blues, some yellows, but practically near normal is what you could call it. By Wednesday, the 3rd here, we see that there is primarily a lot of heat here in the middle of the United States and then more neutral in the outside areas here, the eastern and the western United States. Thursday, August 4th here, we can see a lot of heat over top. We also see some of this heading down into Texas and Oklahoma. We also see for California and areas like this, we're seeing a lot of heat. So a lot warmer here overall on Thursday the 4th. Now on Friday the 5th, we see that there's a lot of heat here just east of the Rockies. We see some cooler air up here for the Northwest, though, starting to spread in for the western United States. This could be a negative PNA that forces the warmth eastward. And overall, I would say the eastern two-thirds here is above normal. We do see a little bit of blue here, though, in these areas. But overall, I would say it's above normal temperatures there for Saturday the 6th. Now for Sunday the 7th here, really confusing pattern because if you look at the northern United States, we're overall just above normal temperatures everywhere in here. And then in here, it's kind of yellow, blue, yellow again. So we're seeing a lot more all over the place for the south. Monday the 8th, very, very neutral here in the eastern United States overall. And then hot for the northwest, cooler for the southwest here is what we're taking a look at. Now Tuesday the 9th, again, there's a lot of cooler in the United States, in the southern United States, and a lot warmer up north compared to normal. And then finally, here on this last frame, I mean, we have a lot of cool air here in the southeast and the southwest, but again, a lot of heat just east of the Rockies, and especially here in the northeast as well, and the northwest. Very, very interesting stuff, guys. Now, what we're going to do is move on and take a look at the Storm Prediction Center real quick. Here's the day one categorical outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center, and if you're anywhere in the lighter greens there, we have a general thunderstorm risk area in there, and that's where we expect general thunderstorms, but anything is possible, so heed every watch, warning, and advisory. The two darker green regions there are going to be our marginal risk areas where we expect isolated severe weather to occur. The yellow region in there for Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio is going to be our slight risk region where we expect scattered severe weather to take place, and that's as high as we get here today. So this is going to be for Monday, August 1st, today, from the time I'm making this video. Now for Tuesday, August 2nd here, we have two general thunderstorm risk areas there in the lighter greens, where again, we expect general thunderstorms. The darker green region up there in the upper Midwest there is where we expect isolated severe weather to occur in that marginal risk area. And then the yellow region there for Minnesota and Wisconsin is where we expect scattered severe weather in that slight risk region for Tuesday, August 2nd. Now for Wednesday, August 3rd, we have our general thunderstorm risk area again where we expect general thunderstorms. And we have the marginal risk area again for the plains, the Ohio Valley, into the Great Lakes where we expect isolated severe weather to occur there on Wednesday, August 8th. Anyway, for today's confidence tab, we're at a 4 out of 6, obviously, just because, again, we're still waiting on the tropical activity weeks and weeks later. Since I started saying that, we're still waiting on that tropical activity. Unbelievable stuff, but it really has been a very long time since we've had anything tropical-wise to track. It's an anomaly. I will say it's an anomaly. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our Platinum patrons, Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovin Nagel, Lozapan, Mandy Birchfield, Patrick Strickland, Dave Scott, and Donna Carnes as well. I'd also like to thank our Diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kudalesa, Capite, Charles Tennant, Bill Dallas, Garys, and John Khaleesi also. I'd also like to thank our channel members, Capite, Stephen Pan, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.